Okay, I'm just going to do a real quick video here about cooking tonight. Kind of pressed for time, so I need to get things done quick. Uh, what I like to do is a lot is get these beef tips, these fully cooked things, and it's just a matter of heating those up real quick, and then you put those with rice. Get some instant rice, and then I like lima beans. I like to get a little bit of green vegetables in, so I get some lima beans going too, and I'll put all these in the right places and stuff. Now, the thing with read the directions and stuff, they can do the boil in the bag things, but the microwave seems to work better for this stuff, the way I like to do there. Okay, after a little bit of prep work, I'm ready to go to the next step here. What I did while I was off the video, I poured all the lima beans into the cup with the juice in it. I tend to just like to have that juice in there too, and then I added a little bit of water to it, just a splash, just cut on the sink a few seconds to add a little bit of extra water. So I'll go ahead and get that. What I'll do with there is I'll cut that up to a fairly high temperature, and this goes to the burner that the lima beans are in. So I'll get that about up there about 7 out of 10 to get that heating up, and then I'll put the lid on it there. And then the trick with this stuff is to get it all come out at the same time. That's the trick of cooking. It's not as, it's one thing to cook everything, but you want to have several things at once. It's nice to have it all ready at the same time so you can eat a bunch of hot food all together. Okay, so this one, it says go 5 minutes. My microwave tends to go really hot, so it's at 5 minutes, and then but it does say medium 50% power. When they tell me max power, I always give power 9 to give it, so I don't scorch my food, but I'll go power 5. I'll go along with this medium power here and get that going. And then I got what I did here to get the rice with the beef tips. I got some butter to do. I kind of like the unsalted butter, so I can add salt myself and not have to have it over salty or something. If you get the regular butter comes salted. Now what I did here, I did this instant rice. The kind I get, you get the 1 part water and 1 part rice, so equal parts. What you do. So I have a cup and a half. I measured it out, and it's a cup and a half kind of works. So I figured out that's about the right kind of portion for my family. So I get 1.5 cups of rice, and then I put that equal parts water to it, fill it up, get up to 1.5 cups, and that's about. See if that's a little. Got to get this part right. So that's a little bit less. So I get about the right amount of water there. And there's about 1.5 cups of water on top of there. So and then that butter I cut out, and I'll show that in a second. But I get a spoon to stir all this with, and then get the heat onto it. So to get this to high, because it needs to boil. I do like to cook on high on boiling water. So to get that going and get the lid on it, so it'll get going quicker. But the rice only has to cook. This instant rice only takes about 5 minutes of cooking to get it done. So I enjoy that. A lot of rices take a long time. You got to cook them for 20-30 minutes. But this instant rice is good when you're in a pinch. Now this butter, one trick I learned is you get they mark on the side exactly about how much of it would be. You can take the knife and actually cut it when it's still in the package. Might make a little mark on it. You can. And I didn't do that here, but I just kind of know from doing a lot about how much 2 tablespoons worth of butter is, and you cut that out and throw it in there, and I could add a little bit more to it maybe, but we do like buttery rice. Some people don't. Some people like to save the calories and not have any butter in there at all. That's one of those optional things, and I don't add any seasoning or anything to this either. I let the salt and pepper come at the dinner table, let everybody season it the way they want to. So that's still going on high and cooking on that. Meanwhile, my lima beans I'd got going, the burner's still going down here. It's nice and hot, but I didn't get it all up to max. So now that I look at my timer here on the meat, it's 2 minutes to go. So let's just give this a little bit of time. All right, now about 2 minutes have passed. The rice came to a boil in that time, and I switched it over from high down to 2, so it won't overcook. Once it gets boiling, it's not good to keep adding that heat to it and make it overcook. And then the lima beans, same kind of situation there. I dialed them back somewhat from 7 to 4, so they're boiling in here. And I can probably cut that down a little bit too, so they don't get too hot. And in that time also, the meat finished up, so it's done. But they say on the directions, let it sit a couple of minutes. So it is very hot when it gets done with microwaving for that long, so it's good to let it sit a little bit. So I've had it sitting a minute or so, and the tray will be pretty hot, and let that sit out. And so the cat's already smelling it pretty good over there, so you know cats have good noses. So now this will be about ready to eat here and very shortly, and we can have dinner. Okay, one final thing to do is serve it up right and get it in the right thing for the plate here. I'll do a reasonable portion tonight. Not as hungry as I was when I made that taco salad the other night that I posted about. So get a little bit of the rice in there and get some lima beans on the side. And you got, while the video stopped, I took it out of the bag and gave the bag to the cat, the gravy, and poured the rest into the tray they give you, so they dump that in there like that. And there's dinner.